Good morning and welcome to Morning Vibe. My name is Remmy Majala. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Once again, of course, we appreciate you being here. And as always, we have very interesting and, engaging conversations with you on our day-to-day, especially here in the morning. And today we're looking at relationship matters. Our segment is called Heart to Heart. And we have, of course, a very formidable guest in studio and also a younger person who will be, of course, giving us different perspectives here and there. But right now, let me introduce our guest. That is Benjamin Zulu, life coach. Thank you so much, Benjamin, for coming in today. How are you? You well?
Yes.
It's really good to have you.
Most welcome.
Yeah. What umekungojea sana?
I'm glad.
All right. I know you're just being very, polite, but yes, Benjamin, we're happy to have you. Right. So we do have a question for the day today because, of course, we need to let you know what we're talking about. We're saying, do you think it's primitive and outdated to be an understanding boyfriend or girlfriend? Do you think it's primitive and outdated to be an understanding boyfriend or girlfriend, for that matter? Of course, you can get us on our social media handles. That is on Facebook at K24 TV, and of course on X at K24 TV, and on our social media, line on WhatsApp, which is right there on your screen. And of course, engage us. Would love to know your thoughts. So we have some clips for you. We'd like you to watch a few things of what our younger people are saying, and let us watch, and then let's discuss.
Rose, mambo, umeenda wapi na mtungi sasa?
Ni maji nimetoa home napeleka kwa chali yangu juu alisema maji ya kwake ilikatwa. Ndio sikose ya kuoga.
Na hizi nazo ni za nini?
Ni jiko na makaa, nataka niache kama nimemchemshia nimwekee kwa thermos. Sipendi akioga na maji baridi asishikwe na homa.
We, sawa.
Okay. Kwa M-Pesa uniwekea hii pesa ndio nitumie chali yangu ya kutumia juu alisema ameenda Naivasha for the weekend na sitaki akose za kutumia.
Oh, na alienda na nani kwani?
Alienda na maboys wake na madem zao.
Na sasa wewe unafanya nini hapa? Si ungeenda juu ni dem yake.
Alisema yeye hapendi show off ya kushinda kionyeshana venye yako na dem nini. So akaniambia tu nibaki huko.
Right, well, there you go. You might find it quite hilarious, controversial, but, the most interesting thing is it's actually happening. And I know most of us have encountered maybe, younger people who are friends, family, children of other, friends and the like. And that is exactly what is happening on the ground. Yeah, it's not all fun and jokes. It's they're very real situations out there. So I'll begin with you, Benjamin. Right. We have made conversations about situationships, conversations about being the understanding girl or boy. And in this scenario is we have young people sometimes saying that they're dating another guy because they cannot wait to be the girlfriend, but they would prefer to be, the girl who is on the side, like this side chick who gets the money, as the girl, the actual girlfriend, is now helping him in life. What's your perspective of that?
Well, what is primitive in the whole context is just talking about boyfriend-girlfriend relationship. For me, that is the most primitive thing.
Right.
Relationships are an interview. They are not the job. From where I sit, you should be going somewhere with your life, and getting married is only a part of where you're going. Mm-hmm. If there's anything that has made young people lose direction, is boyfriend, girlfriend. It makes them get preoccupied and they forget that they need to prepare for life. That they have a healing to do from their past. Many of them have wounds from how they grew up. Mm. Between 18 to 24, you should not be in a boy's house. You should not be that girl. You should not be moving around eating meat, the roasted meat and leaving meat, because that's what they're doing with those Naivasha things you're hearing. Mm-hmm. If at all you are intentional about purpose, if you're intentional about living a richer life, being a leader, because being a husband requires strong character. Character means self-control, delayed gratification, honesty, leadership. Those qualities require time to prepare and build. And you as a woman, if you intend to be a healthy, healed mother, a healthy, healed wife, a healthy, healed mentor to your daughter, to your son, there's a journey to take. What I've recommended for them, I've gone as far as writing books because I've been with them for many years.
But Benjamin, some of them are not even looking forward to being parents.
No problem, you're not looking forward to being parents. No problem. Marriage, parent is neither here nor there, because it's not that everybody has that dream. But from where I sit, we date for marriage. If you're not looking for marriage, what else are you dating for? I don't know which school of thought is that, and I cannot engage with it. The school of thought I know is that you interview for marriage. So the term boyfriend, girlfriend is a dangerous status quo that makes you feel like you have a status. There's no status there. No paper. There's no certificate. You can't even go to court and say my boyfriend was taken or my girlfriend did this. It's not a legal entity. It's no contract, no covenant, nothing. The only thing the law recognizes is marriage. So we date for marriage and we date celibate with boundaries. You don't bring water or money, come to somebody's house. That skit, I hope, is just playing. I hope they're just acting. They're not real.
They're actual, couple actually on TikTok, and they call themselves Understanding Girlfriend and Boyfriend. And she documents her life a lot. And she speaks about these particular matters as, today I'm going to church, I left him at home, or, those kind of scenarios. So I think what we've watched on air right now, those are parody accounts now enacting that. But what do you think, Benjamin, is the thing whereby we tend to look for, relationships, and these young people, they focus a lot on that, as basically the most important thing?
Again, Remy, I'm meeting people late in life. After 10 years, these people, what they're doing after 10 years, it will be nowhere. It will have crumbled. By that point, you're mid-30s or something like that, and you have not built your capacity for family, capacity for marriage, capacity for love. What they're doing now is indulgence and scratching the wounds instead of healing them. There's a place for spending time alone. We have even coined a word for it: mandatory intermediary singleness season. You're supposed to be single and alone and learning to control your feelings, to make yourself happy, learning to network with resourceful people, learning business, learning to multiply money, learning to move around, learning to just manage boredom, learning what works for you, learning what kind of social media to do. So I don't want to discuss understanding boyfriend, because the boyfriend itself is wrong. The girlfriend itself is wrong. It's a status you don't need. In any case, when you are hunting for wife or husband, you don't look to become boyfriend or girlfriend. You look to find a prepared partner like you, and then you officially get married. Then after marriage, that's when there's sex and children inside, if you want to, inside marriage. This other thing of boyfriend, girlfriend, I don't even want to go there, because that is a displacement for something else, and it will cost them. Let me also remind you that relationship at the wrong time can hijack all of your life. Relationship at the wrong time can hijack your life. It allows you to transfer energy to pleasurable things, entertaining things, sex, indulgence, or posting, or things, and then look like you're busy, like you're doing life. Only when the rubber meets the road, because these boys will move on. None of them will reach a point now they want to, and they realize they are used to what is new. Anytime a woman shows her body, gives everything, there's nothing else you can give. Let's remind women, your resources are limited. Your resources are very limited. After the man sees your nakedness, what else do you have?
Yeah.
He was not coming to you for money. So you have no bargaining point.
I see.
So I don't care whether you call yourself understanding or anything, because that term, they're coining it there to mean desperate and compromising. That's really what they mean. They don't have standards and limitations and saying this is what I'll take and this is where I want to go. Again, a relationship that is not on motion towards marriage itself has lost direction. It just becomes a purgatory for being used, for losing yourself, for giving the wrong things at the wrong time. That setting itself is a trap. You should avoid it like a plague if you're a woman who values yourself. We have lost meaning for and respect for sex. God created a woman and sealed it with a membrane of blood. But we are behaving as if he was crazy when he did that.
And you know, that's the thing, Benjamin, because it should be obvious, right? What we are discussing is ideal. But the opposite of ideal is what we have seen for a while. I remember even, you know, before we came into this new decade, we were having this conversation with other younger people. But now it's from one generation and it becomes worse to the next.
Yes.
And we've not even gotten to the alphas to see what kind of propensities that will affect them. And relationships have been given to us as very important things in our media, different mediums, whatever we interact with, you know, magazines, it's just there in your face. So people know what to do and people understand what to do, but it doesn't seem like that is the thing that they want to do. So you're wondering that the ideal is there, yes, but that is not what you obviously want to engage in.
Do you think our nature will change because we are arguing with it?
No, no, no. Humanity is humanity, definitely.
Very good.
We are flesh
So
and blood, yeah.
Are we going to tell, because we are the children, thank you for bringing the generation alpha. Me and you are their parents. Are we going to teach them the truth, or we are going to tell them, okay, it seems like everybody has gone this way?
Definitely.
Thank you. So I think our roles as parents, there's something that changes when you have a younger person to show the way. Something changes in the way you are careless with life. You know, young people many times don't have anybody who is trailing behind them. We have people trailing behind us asking, Mommy, which way? Daddy, which way? So we talk with responsibility, knowing even if we are in Sodom and Gomorrah, where people have gone to do things that are just outrageous, you still, the Bible says the righteous man Lot was grieved in his heart every day to witness the wickedness in Sodom and Gomorrah.
Right.
We must be those who grieve to see how people are doing self-destruction. And let me remind you, the illusion of immortality among young people is very widespread. They take a motorbike, they don't have a helmet or protection, and they run on top speed because they don't know what can go wrong. But when you grow up and you see enough accidents, you know that life is delicate. So I think we can't help but still describe the right thing. Yes.
Okay, Benjamin, before we continue, of course, it's getting very interesting. Let's take a question of the day once again for our people. And we're asking, is being an understanding boyfriend or girlfriend primitive and outdated? Okay, we have, of course, our social media handles right there on your screens. That is Facebook at K24 TV and X at K24 TV. And, of course, our WhatsApp number right there on your screens. Of course, we're very happy to know what you have to say and your views on this. As always, you know, you're welcome to send in your communication. Would love to know. So, like I mentioned earlier, we have, you know, a younger lady on set. She's called Natasha. Natasha, hello, hi. Well, Tash, thank you so much for being here. We appreciate you being on our set this morning. So, of course, you've had a conversation. You've, of course, also had what Benjamin, you know, perspective is. What is your perspective on the same, which is the ideal of what is supposed to be happening, but what is actually happening, the reality of it?
Okay, first of all, I want to just mention that I don't think relationships should be transactional. You shouldn't be there because you're getting something like money or, you know, sexual, you know, purposes. Like, it shouldn't be like that, but, you know, it is what it is. But at the same time, being an understanding girlfriend isn't cool right now with other people. And I genuinely feel like being an understanding girlfriend takes a lot of energy. And I agree with Benjamin when he said you shouldn't be in relationships in your early years. You need to be finding yourself and understanding yourself rather than understanding someone else, you know. Yeah, so basically being an understanding girlfriend isn't it. You won't be an understanding girlfriend if you work towards what you want. You know, you'll have to understand someone because you need something, you know. Unahitaji kitu, kwa hivyo I'll have to be understanding to get it. Like, I'll have to understand this man doesn't want to spend time with me right now, because I don't have money, I need money later, so I'll have to understand. You have to understand, you'll have to be an understanding girlfriend to get something. And that shouldn't be the case. Like, build yourself first, so when someone does something that you're not agreeable to, you have the power to leave anytime. Hence why you shouldn't be in
All right,
understanding
Natasha.
relationships when you're in your younger years.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for your perspective, Natasha. Well, we have a young person there, Benjamin, who agrees with your perspective, which is what is supposed to be happening, right? So what's your take on that also? When is it a breath of fresh air when you also have, you know, younger people who agree, build yourself first, then, you know, get into this thing, because do you know what you're doing even, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is to confirm to you that let's stop telling people, I know this is the right thing, but ideally, okay, people have gone this way, majority, the right way is always narrow. The Creator himself told us that it will always be narrow. If you want to live meaningfully, intentionally, you'll be always in the minority. A lot of people would rather indulge, you know? It's very exciting to go indulging carelessly and you don't have to hold yourself, delay gratification. I'm glad that we still have voices of reason. This telling us that as we continue to speak, we have audience, they hear. And let me tell you that many of them, if you went personally to look, they're looking for a father really in that man. Those girls are looking for something else. Those boys are looking to fill the hollow. The African man typically was very absent, and the boy was left without identity and whether he matters, whether he is visible. So when he sees a girl who says, oh, you're handsome, I like you, he's overwhelmed. Sometimes it's not boyfriend, girlfriend, it's transference of what they did not get from home. And the real cure is not to scratch it with transference of boy or girl. The real cure is to heal, to learn self-love, is to unearth, is to forgive, is to understand why they were so absent and now you can be different yourself. But if they continue doing this, they're creating other children in their own lost circumstances, or they're creating more wounds. Because this was transference and projection, I will still live, because eventually you begin to want me to be honest, to be vulnerable with you, to be consistent, and I cannot be consistent. I'm an addict. I'm looking for a fix. I cannot be steady. Eventually I'll get bored with you, because addictions, they need more stimulation. I need somebody new. I need somebody new. I'll hurt you, hurt me more. So anybody opening themselves to dating before they are 25, they'll add more wounds to themselves. And if I show you my WhatsApp chat, I was telling you off air, every morning I'm medicating this nonsense. This nonsense of dating before you even healed and know who you are, before you know life. Someone tells me, I'm 29 divorced with 3 children. 29 divorced. Because they started this bullshit at 21. They started getting children, and it was not even marriage. They're giving me a funny word, marital relationship, something, you know, living together, cohabitation, things like that. So I'm happy that many of them are seeing the light. And let me tell you, you only need 20% of people to understand.
Right.
And there will be enough role models for those who want to know which is the way. What should come before what? The Bible says, as long as the earth endures, seed time and harvest, dark and night, you know, there's a season. Those seasons will not cease. There's a season for seed time.
And so you've written a lot of books,
Yes.
Benjamin, and you do a lot of counseling in universities and the like.
Yes.
So give us a framework or a perspective between 21 and 25, ideally. What are you supposed to be doing with yourself, of course, so that you don't get yourself into scenarios like this, despite your background? I think for some people, and for, who have interacted with even younger people, they seem to find it hard to get out of the way they were brought up, or their parents, or the pressure, you know, and they're very, very, you know, emotional about the pressure that their parents give them, and they're like, how can I do this? How can I get out of this? So what perspective can you give between 20 to 25?
Actually, it's 18. You can start 18 from 18 to 24. I've written a book called Dreams Before Dating, a critical guide for pre-25s. They call them pre-25 because psychologically, your rational brain matures at 25. It's very slow. It grows very slowly. Before it matures, your personality has not really solidified, so to speak. And you may not think long-term plans with a detached objectivity without the help of a grown-up. You are able to work, you are able to learn, earn a degree and all those things, but a lot of your emotional life is still very intense and overwhelming. If you talk to a 23-year-old, you don't need her to tell you she's 23, you see it. It shows on the face. You can see a fluidity of personality. This is my recommendation. We have called that season the only virgin season you have, where you are no longer, not directly under your parents to order your day because you have left home, gone for college, something like that, and you are not yet a grown up with the social responsibilities. So those 6 years are pure gold. You are somewhere supported and yet not supervised, not controlled day by day. You have a schedule you can control. So after you reach 25, you are a grown up and the world expects you to behave. If you break something, you pay it. But if you come to K24 and you're only 21, they call you an intern. Okay, they try to train you. Please handle this carefully. You have more permission from the world to be experimental. So during 18 to 24, do this. Do not engage emotionally. Don't say I love you. Don't remove clothes. Don't go to somebody's house. Don't touch alcohol. You get very addicted. Don't start gambling. Don't start betting on Arsenal. Bet on yourself. Don't bet on Man U. Bet on yourself. That season, use it to self-discover, to evaluate your past, learn your personality. The person who taught us this, I feel like they gave us gold. It was difficult because other people are indulging and they come to do sex overnight in the next room and they're knocking the bed against your wall. You really have to listen to audio pornography and control yourself. Public universities sometimes are just a torture, really. Yeah. You know, people are making weekend, it becomes a brothel. So I'm not saying it's easy. I'm saying they put it in your face. But you have to delay gratification. We decided that we are going, and I want you to do that. Read books. That's the time we read books. That's the time we traveled for free. You know, not in a relationship, even if your phone goes off, you don't have panic. But in a relationship, you're tethered. You have to keep contacting a person, stay around them. You can't go too far because we stayed free. When you stay free that season, you can move around, meet very quality people. You can apply scholarships and find yourself in Germany, find yourself in South Africa, or you can find free resources. You can go to library. You can go to places. That season, be free so that you can heal from your past, discover your personality, read many books. You know, learn types of marriage. Marriages are not the same.
Yeah.
Type of love. Love has flavors. There's intelligent love. There's people who connect around traveling and exploration. Others connect around, you know, intelligence and mental things. You know, others connect around fun. Others it's empathy. I didn't know that love has many types, and it depends on your personality what you put forward. That part you will know by yourself. The curriculum that needed to make you, I can't exhaust. I've written in that book. I can't exhaust that. Even the healthy foods you need to eat and how you need to manage your health, we were not taught, and if you don't manage it. Do you know that your genogram, you should draw your genogram to know what your parents suffered from and your grandparents, because you are predisposed to that, diabetes or something like that. Yes, that's the time to learn what you're predisposed to.
Got you, Benjamin. Right, so we want to engage Natasha. Natasha, do you, you know, see that perspective between, you're 23 years old, right? So you're very young.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. What have you done basically, you know, to build yourself up until this moment? Because you said that, you know, you just usually don't believe that you have to have an understanding boyfriend or girlfriend. You just want to basically, you know, build who you are and do things that appeal to you. What do you think?
First of all, I have done a lot of mistakes. That's one. And if I listen to Zulu once more, I'm going to start thinking I've done mistakes my entire life. But I feel like for understanding girlfriend imetolewa out of context, yeah? Like it's now being made to look like, you know, you cannot understand anything. You are not supposed to understand probably this person does not have money right now. That's not it. In the Gen Z think, being an understanding girlfriend is basically toiling, you know, for a relationship at a young age. You know, this and suffering in willingly. You know, unabeba pan kwa handbag unaenda kumpikia during the weekend. That's too much. And I don't genuinely feel like you necessarily have to do all that to be in a relationship or follow someone, have them tracked on your phone. That's too much, man. So basically, I feel like before you decide to get into a relationship and decide this is the person I want to end up with, you could do that before 25, not necessarily ati because, you know, someone said, unafakua your time unafakua unajiangalia. Yes, you can still do it, but with a mature person. Mali mtu mna meet on the same level. And I don't think I have found someone yet like that, and I've made a lot of mistakes and I'm learning, and I feel like that's life. That's part of it. You have to go through that.
Okay, Natasha, thank you so much for your perspective. Of course, we'll be going back, you know, to more of what you know, have to say. And Benjamin, of course, your perspective on the same. But we're taking a short break. We'll be back with more. And of course, we'll be engaging with your responses and perspectives when we get back. Thank you for staying with us.